Hello my YouTubies, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be testing out the new JCat AQUASURANCE Compact Foundation for this Wear Test Wednesday. I'm super excited to test this one out. I have the shade Ivory. It is currently out of stock on Ulta, but I did actually buy this on the JCat website. So a little bit about this foundation. It is $13.99. There are 8 shades. Definitely could expand their shade range. As you can see, there's not that many dark shades, so and I think that the Ivory shade is still a little too dark if I am remembering right from what other people are reviewing about this foundation. And I don't really know how I'm going to apply this. I do have a sponge, like a beauty blender I can use. I also have some brushes. So if you're new here to my channel, I try to upload a Wear Test Wednesday every other Wednesday on my channel reviewing a new foundation. I haven't been great about it lately, but I'm gonna get back into it. I have some new foundations that have been coming out that I do want to test out. So this foundation says it's supposed to minimize the appearance of pores. It has an innovative hydrating powder that's non-clogging, and it absorbs and balances excess oil without looking cakey. That is a very interesting sentence to me because it's a hydrating powder, but it's supposed to balance excess oil. It says it has a water lock system to maintain moisture, which can't be found in an average compact, providing medium to full coverage for a flawless finish. Oh, it has a sponge. The sponge is antibacterial that delivers airbrush effect for flawless finish. So I guess I will be using the sponge that came in with this. So if you guys want to hang around and see my thoughts on this foundation, I will do a 10-hour wear test. And I do have oily skin. I think that's all of the things that I wanted to say. I can't get this open. Here's what the outside of the compact looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. Ooh, it says that it has cactus flower extract, chamomile, and chlorella. Very interesting. It has those ingredients on the side of the box that you can kind of see what they are used for. Here is what the compact looks like. Looks very similar to the box that it came in. On the back, it does say your shade. So I'm basically just going to use this on my skin today. I'm going to see how it goes. Usually I always do liquid and then powder on top to set it. I've never just used a compact foundation for my entire face. So like I said at the beginning of the video, I am going to be doing a 10-hour wear test. I'll come back at the very end of the day, show you how my skin held up and whether I like the foundation based on how the day went. So I'm going to go ahead and prime my skin using what I normally use. I'm almost out of this. This is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. And I am going to use the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer because that's what I've been using a lot lately to test foundations out with. All right, so I'm going to go in with the Tatcha Primer, just like on my T-zone right here. Let me know down in the comments if there's any foundations that have come out recently that you would like me to test out, because I have, let's see, on my list is the new Morphe foundation. I feel like that's the only one that's really piqued my interest lately. So if you guys have seen any foundations that you would like to see tested, then let me know. All right, here we go. I'm going to attempt to use this guy. Oh, I'm a little concerned just because I do have oily skin and I really hope this does not look super slick on my skin. So here's what the compact looks like. Definitely light enough, I would say. As long as it does not oxidize, which I've heard that it does, then it should be a good shade match. It does have the compact up here, and then you open this up and there's a sponge underneath. I'm gonna try it with the sponge. Let's just see how it goes with the sponge. Oh. Oh. Whoa. Oh my gosh. That provided a lot of coverage. I don't really know how I'm supposed to add concealer on top of this if it's a powder. Uh-oh, maybe I should have done that first. From what it's looking like on, it looks really nice. But before I go any further, I'm gonna add some concealer because I don't know how well it would go on if I applied this on top of the powder. Let's see, with the Beauty Blender, it's definitely picking up some of that powder that I set down. So I'm glad that I did this before I did the rest of my face. And then I'm gonna go ahead and try and set that concealer down using a brush. Okay, normally do, but I'm still gonna use this powder foundation. Whoa, it's like really, really dusty. All right, go on top of that and set down my concealer. I look very strange right now. All right, let's go ahead back in with the sponge. Oh yeah, it's not nearly as dusty when you use the sponge. I don't know whether it's best to like use a tapping motion or like a dragging motion. It feels very strange just going in with a straight powder. It does seem to be building up. I am still having a little bit of trouble with the spots that I went over with the Beauty Blender. Like it just looks kind of patchy. So I would not recommend using this with a Beauty Blender. Now one thing I will say is this is very easy to apply. Like I'm getting almost full coverage with this. I definitely think you can build this up to full coverage if you would like. I mean, it's very easy to apply. Like you don't have to go in with a liquid and then go in with a powder on top. It's just an all-in-one product, which is kind of cool. And it's blending out pretty easy. Like I'm not noticing any streaky marks or anything. One thing I will say is look at the sponge and then look at the color of the foundation. I definitely do think that it is oxidizing, because even just the powder left over on the sponge is much darker than the powder in here. So I'm just gonna drag some down my neck. Okay, my skin looks really nice. I will say it does feel a little heavier than normal foundations that I wear. I mean, it's looking pretty nice. I am curious to see how it holds up, because you guys know I do get like forehead wrinkles right here. And normally when I go in with a liquid foundation and then I set it with powder, usually the powder is what helps prevent it from creasing more. But since I just went in with only a powder, I don't know if that will affect my forehead lines at all. I'm built up to the coverage that I like. My nose doesn't look weird. My cheeks look very nice. I definitely can't see my pores. I will just say it feels a little heavy on my skin. I do really like how easy this product is to use compared to some of my other foundations. My face looks very, very nice and flawless, but I didn't have to work very hard. Like I just took a little powder and went over my face and it took no time at all. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is finish up the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be back and I can show you the final product, and then I will check in at the very end of the day. But so far my thoughts are pretty good. Like I like how this looks. I hope it stays looking matte, because that would be super nice. So I will be right back. All right, you guys, so it is now at 9:36. I have had this on for maybe about a half hour now, and I just finished up the rest of my makeup. I gotta say, look at my skin. It's like, it does not look like I have put a bunch of powder on my skin. What is happening to this hair over here? Ugh. It truly looks like I put a little bit of a glowy foundation on underneath. I can see a little bit of glow right here and on my forehead, but it looks more like skin rather than a lot of powder. So I really like how my skin is looking so far. I hope that it stays put like this the rest of the day, because I do really like how this looks on my skin. I really like the finish. I feel like it looks natural, but it's not overly dewy, not overly glowy. And it's just sitting on my skin really nicely, and it looks very airbrushed. So I gotta say right now, this gets a big thumbs up for me. If any of you guys have tried this foundation, let me know down in the comments, what were your thoughts of this foundation? Did you like it? Did you not? And like what your reasons were for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and go throughout my day, and then I'll be back at the very end to wrap up this video. It is the end of the day. It is 8:07 in the evening. I've had this on for actually over 10 hours now, and I wanted to show you guys how my skin is looking. Now, I am pretty oily. I don't know if I would say that this is a foundation that's great for oily skin. If you have combination or normal skin, I do think that you would still like this foundation. I thought that it lasted actually pretty well on my skin throughout the day. I didn't notice any severe creasing on my forehead. I did notice that I got pretty oily around my nose right here and on my chin. But other than that, my skin did stay looking pretty good throughout the day. One thing that I think I would use this for is days that I am either running errands or don't need to have this on for the entire day. Something where I'm like, I need a little bit of coverage, but I don't really want to put in the effort to do liquid foundation or a BB cream and then set it with powder. I just want some coverage to go out the door. So I mean, it's up to you. Like, I would not say that this is amazing for oily skin, but I think that you could make it work. And just know that you're gonna be a little bit shiny at the end of the day. I wanna continue playing around with it because I did really like the coverage that it gave me. I do think it lasted a long time on my skin, and I do see a lot of use out of this product. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this Wear Test Wednesday. I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!